My work celebrates the distinctive language, signs and symbols that people use to present, protect and promote their communities and make sense of the relationships and the time and the space they share. And those communities might be technical, they might be cultural, geographical, and they can be real or imagined. And so you can imagine it's absolutely no surprise how delighted I was to be offered the privilege of participating in this absolutely beautiful project. I have two pieces here. Llywyd dros dro features place names that reflect how Welsh communities develop rather intimate poetic relationships with the time, the place and the history they have shared. And temporary spaces here and there plays with the language and symbols we use to mark temporary and permanent spaces in typography, in text and cartography in mapping. Now, two other pieces I devised didn't make the cut for the show. Now, I'm not crestfallen at all. I'm frankly delighted because it's at least given me some material to draw on, otherwise I'd have had to generate something new. So I'd like to draw those two pieces in my brief and rather more formal than usual poem. If we're talking time and space, we have archaeology to thank as a community for gifting some delightful language to help poets. My favourites are the terminus post-quem, the earliest time something may have happened or found itself at a particular location, and the terminus antequem, which is the latest of those. But if archaeology offers much to historians of land, we need other lexicons where space is less tangible and immutable, and time is harder to tell, as it is for perhaps the mobile communities of those at sea. Fortunately, the magnificent, authoritative Sea Law from 1937 offers some traditional and not at all inappropriate or culturally insensitive observations about how we might efficiently explain, for instance, to each other, how to leave enough space between ourselves and something else to be sure of our safety, where we stand and when we make decisions about staying still or moving off, how to mark time in the absence of light, how to assign responsibility for safeguarding our compatriots, how to report progress on any journey, how to hand over duties to those taking watch while we turn in for a night in our assigned accommodation. And how do we know we're going in the right direction and when we've arrived where we intended? Where are we to begin or leave off? It is confessedly difficult. The wise would have the courage to prefer the right word to another, which may be both clumsy and incorrect. For a landsman to use the shellback's pronunciation would smack of affectation. So let's. Stand off a whole 9 yards, till a good offing before the mast weighs in a couple of shakes off and on, to flog the glass till the bell calls dog watch end, and the dead reckoning of a clean slate lets us pipe down to closed quarters, as a jury rig means we won't lose way or wash out, but instead let go to lee, till an arrival heralded by the welcome sight of a leading light. Thank you.